Hello, good morning, Teach Better family. I am Jeff Gargas. That's Joshua Stamper, and this is your Teach Better Today morning show. We are live on all the social media channels every weekday at 7 a.m. And we're excited to hang out with you again today. They're letting Josh and I do it again. It's getting out of hand, but it is what it is. You're stuck with us. We're going to be back about 30 seconds and get started. And good morning. We are live. We are rocking and rolling this morning. Joshua _Stamper. How are you, my friend?
I am awesome. Get to join you once again. I think we're kind of under the radar or something. Or
I don't know what's going on.
Absent.
Someone needs to not say anything to anybody, because they haven't figured it out yet. All right. Well, this is like 2 in a row, now, right? At least.
We're on a streak.
Is it? Are we on? Is this our? This is 3 in a row. That's officially a streak.
Whew.
You all are officially on a, I'm not going to call it a winning streak. I'm going to call it a Josh and Jeff streak, because you can determine whether that's winning or not. But we're excited to be here. If you're watching, if you're with us live, drop a comment. Let us know where you watch it from. What are you drinking? I actually realized right after I hit the commercial, I took a sip of my coffee and I realized I'm drinking out of the same mug as yesterday.
It is your favorite mug.
It was washed. It's all good.
We're representing swag because I got my Teach Better.
You got the oh yeah, you got the flame one on there. Yeah,
I got to get up higher.
Where did the fire come from? What is that? What was the reason for that?
A morning show that was associated with that. Yeah, it was. What was the title of that?
Oh, it was the warm up. It was the Sunday warm up. It was the Sunday show.
Sunday warm up.
Yeah,
logo
right.
for that. Yeah.
And when we say warm up, Josh is like light them on fire.
I do love fire.
Anyway,
people don't know that. I do love you burn stuff.
As you're commenting and letting us know what you're sipping on this morning, also let us know, does that make you wonder about Josh? And if you're listening on Teach Better Talk podcast, thanks for listening. We appreciate a rate and review if you have time to do that. But appreciate you sharing this with folks as well. You can always share the recordings afterwards, obviously, as well. But love having you here. So, Josh, we talked a little bit about the Christmas tree being up and snow on the ground and stuff last time we were together.
Again, huh?
I'm kind of well, like next week's Thanksgiving. So for those who celebrate Thanksgiving, like that's like the Thanksgiving is like the official start of like the holiday season for folks who celebrate the Christmas, Hanukkah, even Kwanzaa, Thanksgiving, like all of that, like in that area. And if I'm wrong about anything or I'm missing a holiday that you celebrate, please let me know, because I'm always looking to get educated on things. But it's like the official start of stuff. Like that's when you're like allowed to put up Christmas lights, and you're supposed to like, get shopping done if you haven't already. So I'm curious though, not today, less about the fact that you have had your tree up since June, and more about like traditions. And you did talk, we talked last time we talked about like when you were younger going and cutting down trees. So your family does that, which is awesome that like tradition continues. What other traditions do you have? Like, do you have Thanksgiving traditions?
Or
you guys like, do you guys like go right into the, what's that?
No, I was thinking the thing that popped in my head was, the wishbone and
do you do the wishbone thing?
Yeah. And then the competition of trying to like cheat or, find a strategy to get the bigger piece. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure if you cheat to get the wishbone, the wish doesn't happen. I don't think that's how that works.
I don't know about that.
I don't know. Okay, so there's strategy to how you break. I know. So there's strategy and how you snap the wishbone.
Well, it's all about the placement of the hand and
so that's the Thanksgiving tradition is the wishbone.
Well, that's the first thing that popped in my head. And there's certain foods too that that every year is going to be on the table, and the desserts and the pumpkin pie. And I'm hungry.
After we tear the meat from its bones, we rip the bones apart to let it know who's boss.
Kind of.
You're savage. So okay, so how about going into Christmas, because your family celebrates Christmas? What are some of the traditions do you have obviously you mentioned the tree before that you guys go cut down a
Yeah.
tree, which is awesome.
Mhm.
Anything else? Like, is there like, are there specific cookies that get baked or a certain meal that happens, like certain family things? Like, do you do unique stuff with the gifts or like
Mhm.
other than
Yeah,
the
we always
overflow tree
do
that we talked about before?
we
But
have so
yeah,
many overflow trees just because I have 10,000 people in my
okay,
house.
like how it's trees now. Yeah, it's more.
Yeah, so many trees. It's a freaking forest in my house. Um, so we've got, yeah, as far as like certain desserts, I guess I am hungry because I keep talking about this, but like peanut clusters, it's just,
Oh yeah, yeah.
those are, oh, I can eat plates and plates of those. So, my mom used to, if she comes for Christmas, she'll make this amazing strudel. So that's just like
Oh,
a,
okay.
a staple in our house, a peach strudel, and just phenomenal. It's so good. Now I want strudel. Yeah, and then like Christmas Eve, we'd always we'll always have like pajamas for everyone, for
Okay.
them to sleep in some new
Like
comfy.
matching? Do you like the
Yeah, we
family
just
like matching?
matching for the
How do
family.
you find them all?
We pretty much buy a store, so we
Like
go to
what?
Target, we just buy the entire store,
Target's got an
and
alarm
then
system. Like
yep.
the stampers are here. Get the extra
No, it's a big
jammies,
celebration. They're like, "These folks are gonna spend a ton of money at this place."
or get rid of all the stock. It's
They just open the
um.
store for us, and we
Do,
get our first choice, yeah.
do you do ornaments?
Yes, we
So
do.
something.
Yep,
So like my mom, every year the kids get an ornament with a date on
yep,
it. Of
yep.
something typically, and actually, Amy's mom does it too. So from both. Usually related to something that they like or whatever, something that makes them think about it. Every now and then it's customized. Actually, a lot of times it's customized with like their name on it and stuff.
Nice.
So that's always been a thing. My mom's always done that for all of us. Fun story. That the ornament thing, and then talking about the specific cookies. So big cookies for our family, like our Buckeyes,
Mhm.
and then the what are they called? Peanut blossoms that have the Hershey kiss in them.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Those are two, and
Yep.
like talking about that on it was on the Lead Like a Pirate chat, so a Lead LAP Twitter
Yep.
chat, and sharing that is what initiated the conversation between Shelley Burgess and I
Really?
that led to us publishing our book with them.
Yeah. That's awesome.
It was us talking about ornaments and cookies around Christmas time.
Look,
Anyway,
I can't point. The book over there.
because it's what Josh and I see on here. It's like opposite, so
It's
you have to
opposite, so I can't,
like what
yeah.
you see, like you have to like point differently. It's actually really difficult. That's why I
It
actually like
really is.
turn because I know I'm looking at the right place.
Yeah,
But yeah,
I should have done that.
but
I
yeah,
look
so
like a
it's
fool
fun.
over
So
here.
like, I think that's our big one. What do you do? Does everyone come to your house? Like, obviously, one is it's probably different this year, possibly too.
It's
But like,
different this
does
year, yeah.
family come over? Are you going places? Like, is it a crazy time because of travel, or you stay home? Like, what's the
Yeah, typically because we have so many people, people come to us. But when
yeah,
we were
that's
in
true.
Texas, we lived next to Leslie's family, so like we would go over to their house for Christmas
Sure.
dinner.
Yep.
So
Okay.
now that we're in Colorado, we have extended family here. So Leslie's aunts, uncles, cousins all are here. So
Oh,
the
okay.
plan is to have kind of a big shindig.
All coming to your house.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Okay.
thankfully we've had several kind of like little family reunions here twice now already. We haven't been here for very
Twice
long.
since you've
Yeah. It's been a lot of fun, because the cousins are all the same age, and so their kids are the same age as our kids. So
oh, so
it's
yeah,
a
they're
lot of
getting
fun.
along. That's
So
awesome.
yeah. So Christmas I think is gonna be
It's good. Yeah,
it's gonna be a pretty
it's a
big
good
deal here.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't do that as much. I remember when I was a kid, because my father has a bunch of different a bunch of brothers and sisters, so
Mhm.
there was a lot of us that were around the same age. They used to travel up there from like the southwest part of Ohio. The majority of them lived down there. They'd all come up and we'd have like 3 days of stuff, but
Yeah.
not as much anymore. We do, and we split it a couple years because we're about an hour away from like my parents and my one brother. My other brother's down in Georgia. But we're like 3 minutes away from her parents.
Mhm.
So we used to like do this, like we drive out, do Christmas, and then leave early and drive home and we're like, oh, so now we'll do Christmas at my mom's house with my brother and his wife and kids that are local. We'll do that like a week before. And then on Christmas morning, Christmas Eve, we actually go back out there to my brother. My brother Mark does it like a feast like none other that we have every, Christmas Eve. So that's awesome. And the kids get along really well. And we just eat like royalty and then try to drive home stuffed. But then on Christmas now we just chill at our house, and at some
Nice.
point there's no like schedule, just at some point we're just kind of like mosey on over to her parents' house,
Sure.
and then eventually have dinner and stuff like that. So it makes
Nice.
Christmas morning and the day really nice,
Yeah.
and it allows us to not have to like leave anyone's house early.
Not
Like on
stressful at
Thanksgiving,
all.
Thanksgiving we're gonna do like go out. We're gonna go out the night before to my parents, but then it's like we do the dinner, and then we get in the car and we drive back. Now I like it because I get 2 dinners, and both my mom and my mother-in-law are fantastic cooks. So like we
That's
eat
very
good.
strategic of you. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like, we can keep Thanksgiving that way. That's okay. Christmas is, so I get lots of turkey because both of them tend to make way more than they need. So
That's
anyway,
the best part of the holidays.
yeah. So anyway, so that's that, and then the Christmas day, and then we usually do something. A lot of times my parents will then have all the aunts and uncles that used to come up like close to New Year's, and we'll do like a Gargas side Christmas thing and stuff like that. So it's fun. I love seeing family. I love the holiday, the season and
The
stuff.
season's the best. Yep.
And this one's gonna be. We've got some cool surprises for the kids coming up and stuff, so it's gonna be fun. I'm not
Nice.
gonna say it because they might watch this. So shh.
No spoilers.
Anyway, okay. Yes, let's I think this is leading me to what I want to talk about with you next. So
Okay.
I'm gonna hit a commercial here, and then I want to throw something at you real quick.
All right.
Welcome back, Teach Better Today, your morning show live every weekday at 7 a.m. Eastern Time, and over on the Teach Better Talk podcast as well. I'm here with Josh Stamper. Josh, I love talking. I just love sharing stuff with you and then with our community, just like of what our families do and stuff like that. I think it's really cool to be connected. But you got me thinking about obviously we're coming in. Next week is Thanksgiving, so the majority of people in our community either have or maybe already like today starts the break, or they may have Monday, Tuesday. I know our local schools here, like our kids go Monday, Tuesday, and they're off. And then we have just like a few weeks, and then you're into typically winter break. So I want to just sort of pick your brain and kind of get your thoughts on like, how do we, and this can be from the angle of a classroom teacher, a coach, administrator, whatever. How do we prepare for and get through this time where we've got these 2 breaks? Everyone's kind of excited or planning, or maybe there's extra stress or whatever, all related to the holidays and stuff like that. We have a break for Thanksgiving, then you've got just a short period of time, then you're on a longer extended break. How do we get through it, like mentally get through it, like survive it, but also how do we like make sure that it's not just a bunch of wasted time for ourselves, our staff, our students, in our community? They're like, how do you approach that from a maybe go from a teacher lens first, and then maybe shift into your admin role, or you can go whichever way you want. But
Well, I think they're very similar in the sense of like the time management piece, because I think if you're not careful, you can either go through the material too quickly as a teacher and then feel like you've got like some dead time at the end of the semester. Or like as far as administrator, like for us, we always did a recalibration around this time, both in November and December, just to make sure that we're all on the same page as far as like the expectations in the classroom. Because what we didn't want is like a teacher just throwing on a movie. It's Christmas.
Absolutely,
Here's Elf. And instead, like, no, this is important because we do have state standards that these kids need to master, and we, even though it does seem like there's an endpoint right now for the semester, we still have things coming up in the spring that are very important, including state testing. So it was kind of a balance. So we also knew, like, and this is something similar we were talking about yesterday with appreciation, is that our teachers were crazy stressed. Our kids felt the pressure of trying to get so much done. Because unfortunately, what a lot of times in schools happen is like all the projects are due at the end of the semester, all the
Hmm.
tests are happening, so it's like
All the
for a
grades are due.
kid, yeah, all the
Everything's
grades are due.
yeah,
So
yeah,
even though it's a fun time, for a kid, knowing, especially at secondary, oh, I've got 7 or 8 different exams. I have 7 or 8 major projects that are due. I have portfolios that I have to turn in, fill in the blank as to what's coming down the pike for them. And it's not just one thing. It's a lot from a lot of different subjects, a lot of different teachers. So,
yeah,
we also wanted to balance, opportunities for the kids to have fun. And so we'd have like holiday competitions and have celebrations and parties and things like that in addition, so that there was fun in addition to kind of what's naturally going to happen with added stress of
yeah,
things coming to completion at the end of the school year. So yeah, it was definitely making sure as an administrator to communicate to the staff the expectations, but at the same time find some opportunities for productive fun and
yeah.
having some like culture building, some collaboration, some opportunities for people to kind of lean into what's coming up, which is everyone loves this time of year.
Yeah, and you talk, specifically to the communication. I think from a leadership standpoint, like this is it's crucial to communicate with your staff that like you get it. Like, wow, this is a fun time. It's also crazy, and it's also stressful because of all those things that you mentioned and all the things we have done, but also probably in your personal life as well as
Yep.
it's a big financial piece typically throughout this time of the year. It's the
Mhm.
stress of getting it done and getting around and dealing with people in this time of year. So like, I think there's a lot of power in making sure that they understand that, like, look, like I understand that your job is always difficult, always stressful, but
Mhm.
I also understand that right now, sometimes it can appear to be funner, like more fun right now because we're doing
Yep.
cool stuff, but that does not mean that you are not stressed. And I see that. I got you, that type of thing. And I think as and from a classroom perspective, um, to your colleagues, that's important to do as well. How did you approach with your students specifically? And like, because you were talking a little more from your admin role there, like from in your classroom, because obviously, like the kids are like they're getting excited too. They're in and out, taking extra days off. Like they're just like, how did you approach trying to balance that? Well, let's enjoy the season. Let's have fun. Let's learn about you and your families and what you do. But I also like want you to learn some stuff still.
Mhm.
How did you how did you balance that?
Yeah, I think that's the communication piece too of just the expectations. Like, I was very transparent with my kids, with my students of like, yeah, I love this time. I want to have fun, and I've always been a part of a campus that kind of leaned into the holiday season for all holidays and including as many folks as possible. So, you know, making sure that I identified like this is important for a lot of folks. This is about fun, but at the same point, like we do need to designate time within the class for learning. And if you, the thing is like some people are like, I have to do the curriculum, I have to do my lesson plan the entire class period. But if you allow time to get to know your kids, to do relationship building, to say, okay, we're going to spend this 10 minutes to just have some fun, then I felt like the kids were more in line with like, okay, I got it out of my system. Now I'm ready to get set to do what I need to do within the lesson. And so, just being mindful of like giving that opportunity for them to be kids, to lean into the opportunity to, talk about the holiday that they love to celebrate, but then also then bringing it back on track and having, the lesson that they would go through.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. I love this here in the comments. Drop in the comments like how are you preparing yourself, your students, your staff, depending on your role, how are you preparing for the breaks? Like obviously, right, like coming up, but also right next week, but also coming into the winter break and stuff. How are you preparing yourself? What are the things you're doing? How are you connecting maybe some of that fun and stuff to the learning, or making sure that those to Josh's point of the communication of the expectations stuff. I'd love to hear thoughts in there, sharing any resources and ideas you have. That's always awesome and really good for and valuable for our community, and we appreciate that. With that, we will let you all go and get on to all that planning and organizing and preparing. And we will
And
see
traveling.
you in traveling and all that good stuff. And we will see you next week. We appreciate you. If you need anything, obviously just reach out and let us know. And yeah, have an awesome weekend. We'll see you.
Hey, Teach Better community. Thank you so much for joining the Teach Better Today morning show every single weekday at 7 a.m. Eastern. We have so many resources for you outside of this live stream at teachbetter.com, including blogs, podcasts, and professional development that will bring our team to your school. Wherever you are listening from this morning, please make sure you are sharing and celebrating the incredible educators in this world. And hey, if you are listening over on a podcast to Teach Better Talk, we would love a 5-star review. The comments are always so entertaining. We'll see you tomorrow.